Let's take any situation. Here's an easy one. A triangle has 3 angles. I'm going to be fussy. How fussy it will be? That sum, I'm going to go add 280. Let's have a look at what we're talking about. Talking about one situation, often we'll call it P. And we're talking about another situation called Q. I don't know why people historically use P and Q. I can always guess because people just use different letters. They get sick of the same ones. And they use capitals to make it more obvious. It's interesting. Now we talk about this. So this idea here is implies. So does P imply Q? Let's go through it. A triangle has 3 angles that add to 180. What happens if I do it the other way around? And what's that called? Do you know what it's called?
Converse.
Yeah, but my brain wants to go reverse. We've reversed it. But the mathematical word is?
Converse.
Converse. Let's have a look. So what's that? Can you say it in reverse?
The word?
Yeah. Well, what do we mean? Well, not words. We're not going 180 to add that angles. We're reversing the concept. Say it in reverse.
Oh.
If you have 3 angles that add to
180.
180, what have we got?
A triangle.
A triangle. So I didn't really even need the words polygon. Sometimes you get a lot of extra wording into it. Now, is that true? That was true. A triangle is a polygon that has 3 angles at 180. Is the reverse of it true?
Mm-hmm.
So if it has 180 degrees, it must be a triangle. So that's true. So converse is taking the 2 concepts and then swapping them around and then say, is it true? So this is a argument and reasoning and logic. That's all it is. It's an exercise in getting your brain to think stuff that you've never thought in year 7 to 10. Unless you have some teacher who wanted to challenge you and do stuff in it. So now, I'm going to look at the next one. I'm going to talk about inverse. So if P implied Q, it's not reverse. What's this one going to be? Not P. You okay for the not symbol?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not P implies not Q, and we're going to say, is that true? So have another go at it. What's going
Yeah,
on?
isn't that true? Because
It's true,
if
isn't
it
it?
doesn't have 180, then
You
it's
got
not
it.
a triangle.
Can you say it for us? So it's not my voice.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
ready?
If 3
If
angles,
it's not, see now this is the idea of not.
if it's not a triangle, then it doesn't have 3 angles that are up to
Perfect.
180.
It's not a triangle, it doesn't have 3 angles that are 180. We should write it properly. If, want to say it for me? If
if it doesn't have 3 angles that add up to 180, then it's not a triangle. Then
No, we're not right, are we? The first not is about the triangle.
okay.
If it is,
If it isn't a triangle,
yeah, or if it is, if it isn't, can we say isn't?
if it is not,
If it is not a triangle,
then
and I can write that of course, then
it does not have 3 angles that add up to 180.
it does not, I'm writing wrong. It does not have 3 angles, does not have, we could have said doesn't, couldn't we? Does not have 3 angles that add to 180. Is that correct? Yeah, so on this statement, what are we talking about? The converse is true. And what's this one called?
Inverse.
I sometimes want to talk about inverse, like if we invert 3, what's it become?
3 over 3.
1 over 3.
Oh.
The inverse. So if we invert 5 over 4, it becomes
4 over
4
5.
over 5. And I sort of think of it as turning upside down. But is this turning upside down?
No.
So, what do you do to get people to memorise these so they don't have to go home and think about it, study it, and try to get it to sink into their brain? Of course, you're going to do a heap of examples until it sinks in. Last one, ready for it? I'm actually going to write them.
And this is contrapositive.
Yeah, I want to make an issue of it, contrapositive. So, contrapositive, what's that? You ready for it? So that was P to Q become Q to P. That was P to Q becoming not P to not Q. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Not Q implies not P.
Ah.
So,
Okay.
I want you all, do you all answer at the same time but on Q, ready?
So it gets
No, wait for it. Just going to talk about being not Q. Q was the second statement. So we don't have 3 angles there to 180. So how do we write it?
It is not. If there is not. If the angles do not add up to 180, then it is
Perfect.
not a triangle.
Let's get that first. If the angles do not add to 180 degrees, and then you had the last bit was right?
Then it is not a triangle.
Yeah. Oops, is not a triangle. You okay? So that's contrapositive. I feel like before we finish this, that's the three ideas. By the way, if you get, is that true? If the angles do not add to 180 degrees, then it is
That is
not a triangle.
That is true.
But then it gets mixed up with this inverse. If it is not a triangle, then it doesn't have three angles added to 180. So what's the relationship between that one and that one?
the inverse.
Which word?
No, they're conversed.
They're converse. So this is that swapped around.
So contrapositive is converse and inverse.
Yes.
Is the converse of the inverse.
That's the converse of the
Inverse.
inverse. Perfect.
Contrapositive
Is it also
equals.
the inverse of the converse?
Okay, that's too confusing.
And that's getting too much for my brain. Just remember, in any case that we're looking at, did we say that's true? So if the angles do make 100, so that's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, if we found any case where it isn't true, it negates the situation. And what am I saying? It makes it false. So let's look at a couple of simple ones. You ready for it?
Let's see if
A cat is a mammal. So what's the first one we dealt with? Converse. If P implies Q, and that P is the cat,
Uh-huh.
and Q is the
Dog. No, mammal.
You see, we'll default the dog and cat and dog. So,
Wait, so
P
P-
implies Q.
Is P the cat?
Yep, so Q implies P. What's that one?
Are we not allowed to use C and M, or is it always P and Q?
Always P and Q.
Okay.
Would there be any rules saying down last night? Probably not. Everyone just does the same thing. Alright, so what do we got? A mammal. Now I'm going to use this word for a moment, implies, because we don't really say implies. A mammal implies that it is a cat. Give me a counter example. That negates the situation.
A type of cat.
A mammal is a cat, a mammal could also
A
be
mammal. Lion.
dog. Yeah, we all default to dog. Often lion, people default to lion. What else? Anything. so the converse is really obvious. Let's do the inverse. Now let's write the symbols first. P implies Q, means that, what is it? Not P implies not Q. And then we're just simply saying, we know that's true. Is that true? So let's say it in words. Can you have a go this time?
If
If it is
if it is a cat,
not a cat.
not a cat,
Yeah.
it is not a mammal.
It is not a mammal.
Which is false.
Yes. Give me a counter example.
Because a dog's not a cat, but it's a mammal.
Yes. Really simple one. So you could write that down. You can imagine how far you can go in an assessment with this, right? Stupid stuff.
So, what type of question would it be in a test?
Oh, for us at this level, it's all simple stuff. Like really basic stuff.
And all you have to write is if it's true or false.
Yeah. Well, I would, to make sure I got the mark in case I had a fussy marker.
Oh, so we
I would
write
just
this out
say
and then
a
say
dog.
that's false.
Yeah. A dog is not a cat. So you could always write that out, couldn't you?
Yeah.
But, so you're in an assessment, but it is a mammal. So probably better if I said that to all of them, you know, you write out what it was. What did we say? A mammal that.
A mammal is a cat.
Yes.
So,
So a mammal could be a?
a mammal could also be a dog.
Yes, it could be a dog. So that's a contradiction
A mammal could also be an elephant.
or a negation of the whole thing.
Or an owl.
Yeah,
Or a whale.
a negative or a negation, I should
Right.
say.
Or
So what's going to be for contrapositive? I'm going to write it down.
yes.
So P implies Q. So it's not P implies not Q, but reverse. Implies not P.
Probably can.
You okay with that? Now, what's the word then? If it's not a mammal, if it is not a mammal, I mean, this is a really good one, just get the idea of it. If it is not a mammal,
If it's not a mammal, it's not a cat. No, it is a cat. No, it's
No,
not.
it's not a cat.
It's not.
If it's not a
that's
mammal.
right. If it's not a mammal, it is not
That's
a cat.
true though.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I will say it, just for what it's worth, the contrapositive is always true. Hope that's helpful. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.